Welcome back to Gun&Shot TV. This is Chris. Today we're going to be talking about dry firing a 22. Most modern 22s, pretty much everything made by Ruger, most stuff made probably since the, 80s or newer, should have a firing pin stop. And what that means is the firing pin goes forward and back in the bolt, and there's a pin that goes through the firing pin. And so it'll only go so far and then stop. If you dry fire an older 22 without that, the pin will just hit the chamber, and eventually the chamber will kind of mushroom out, and you'll have feeding issues. I've seen a lot on older revolvers, stuff like that, where people just sat there and dry fired it. Modern guns is not a big deal, but sometimes it's beneficial to know that you have a snap cap or something in there. On some guns, you can also hold the bolt back at such a point that when you pull the trigger, it'll hit the back of the bolt without hitting the pin. But like I said, this is a Ruger. It's got the stop. But if you have a gun that doesn't have a stop, or you want to test out a firing pin, or you just want to be safe and not worry about ever having a bad chamber or a broken pin, what you can do is you can get these yellow plastic drywall anchors, and they're to put screws into drywall and have them stay in the drywall. You can get them for, I think it's like $4 for 100 or something, which ends up being a lifetime supply. They're not perfect. Some of them, won't fit great, but by and large they'll fit. They'll even feed from most magazines. Like this is a Mark II magazine, and it'll sit in there and it'll feed fine. In a Mark I magazine, it doesn't really work. But in a 1022 magazine, it will work fine. So, just to show you how it will work, got my magazine with my snap cap. Snap cap in there. And it is now in the chamber. You can pull the trigger, pull it back, and it'll even eject just fine. Do the exact same thing on this 1022. Pull it back. Snap cap feeds fine. I gotta put it on fire, and then snap cap it'll extract, but it doesn't always eject. In this case, it looks like it kind of went back into the magazine. So sometimes you'll get that depending on the number of times they've been fired. But either way, much cheaper than the factory snap caps. And just something to make sure that you're being safe if you've got a gun that isn't safe to dry fire. So I'll put a link in the comments or in the description with this exact part number or what these were, so you can go pick them up at your local store. But I think it was like $4 for 100 of them, and I'm sure you can get them on Amazon. I'll throw up a link to that too. For Gun&Shot TV, this is Chris saying have a rootin' tootin' drunken shooting day. Thanks.